So today we are looking for that multi-tool I was just showing on the screen. I didn't realise my mic was muted, but I'm new for this, so let's show you again. It's a lovely black and metallic gold colour with blue highlights, and I've not seen anything quite like it before. I'm still annoyingly in Calypso. I had to find it before I went back to Euclid, didn't I? So I'm still in kind of a very stormy and very Sentinel-ridden part of space. But we'll do our best in the circumstances. Just checking to make sure I haven't got any other monoliths visible. Nope. So let's begin the search. It's a filtered planet. It's kind of sepia filtered planet, which again isn't the best place to hang around, but the multi-tool better be worth it. For some reason, I'm not sure why, I'm not seeing the chat. That's better.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Okay, being attacked while I'm picking up my car. Have I already searched? I can't remember now. Yes, no. No nearby buildings detected. Did I already pick one up? Yes, I must have.
Hostile scan detected.
As before, we'll evade the interceptor by flying low and then slowly climbing. Leaving him in slower space. Staying in the atmosphere. Didn't lock on. Having got all of the new Corvax words yet, so I'm grabbing those two.
Sentinel drones activated.
A-class. Such a nice weapon. Okay, scanning for monoliths. It's going to be a pattern. Scan for monoliths, jump in the ship, evade the interceptors. But it's quicker than reloading. Just. Get rid of him that time. He wasn't directly behind me.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Oh, it's really not locking on properly today. I'm not on a moon or anything. It is small, maybe an am. I might explain it. If I get fed up with the Sentinels, I might go to another planet, but I'm not exactly sure how that affects things. Going to the wrong place first.
Warning. Sentinel drones activated.
I really wish they wouldn't be activated while you were standing on this thing. Inspectronic technology. B. I wonder if that meant I'd already been to this monolith. It's one of the problems with using the roamer is it does tend to pick up local sites.
Hostile scan detected.
to work, but we'll try. Oh, it did work for a change. No, we want there.
Warning. Sentinel drones activated.
B.
Hostile scan detected.
Now we're still doing ginger. Is this the one I was just at? Is that why it says infused? That might be helpful.
Warning. Sentinel drones
I
activated.
think it was. Over there.
Hostile scan detected.
Is that close enough to ignore the interceptor? I think it is. It doesn't say infused. B.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Hi, Wolfhart. Looking for a multi-tool today. On another horrible planet. It's probably worse than the last one. But the multi-tool is lovely. Lost it. Where is it? Right there. Come on, upside down. I haven't changed my appearance. It's the filter in this planet.
Sentinel combat unit deployed.
So sometimes it doesn't work as well because you can see the blue there. I think the storm corrects colours. Used to do that years ago. Where are we? Over there. C. Lovely colours though. Hang on. Scan. It's a new one. Where do I park my ship? Over there. Far away. Slightly too far away. Yeah, that's where I was a minute ago. The tagging behaviour might have changed. Hi, Inside Vortex. Yeah, at the end of the video I'll leave the glyphs. It's in Calypso, which is a bit awkward. I meant to go back to Euclid, but I spotted this multi-tool before I left, and it was just too nice to ignore.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Especially as it's pure black, and nothing's ever pure black in this game. I hope it stays pure black when using it. If I find an S-Class. It's just a little bit more involved than a normal S-Class search. Especially with the Sentinels everywhere. That's one I've been to. Did it not find a new one? See me withering each time I get a C. I think if it's an Atlantic one, then the only way to reload is to go to another monolith. And some people are saying a monolith anywhere in the same region, but I'm not quite sure whether you just get variations in a region. I would have thought sticking to the system. But I haven't experimented. This is the first experiment. In fact, this is the first runic multi-tool I've ever seen. And it just so happens to be one that I've instantly fallen in love with. I'm not even sure if I've got space. The staff, I'm not sure what happens if you immediately make another one at the same terminal, because it seems as if I would have thought that a seed would progress, a bit like when we use modules. So you'd have to find out. Somebody on Reddit was saying that they'd made 3 of the same multi-tool and they got different classes each time. But obviously I was only experimenting without actually making a staff. If I was making a staff, I was then reloading, so I never tried doing it in the same place twice, if you see what I mean.
Elite Sentinel Force.
Okay, we're getting to an elite Sentinel force now. It might be worth evading them. I made a very short video, but it recapped the last stream, basically, about the staffs. Didn't say anything new if you'd seen the stream, which obviously you were there, so you saw that. Right. See, it keeps the last one that you were at, and it shows infused. I guess so if you had to go away and find some Atlantium or something, it keeps it for you. And then it keeps the new one that you've just scanned for. It's really nice. It's unusual behaviour for this game, which usually just loses things. So one of the problems of streaming in Calypso is that most of the screen is just covered in fog half of the time. Let's see. If I do this again in the future, I will kill the Sentinels off first and then do it. Find a pillar and do it that way. Apart over there. Couldn't even see the ship in the fog. I have a hardcore difficulty save, everything maxed out, that I was planning to take to the next extreme galaxy. I can't remember what the name is. And I'm just getting so worn down with this normal save being in Calypso that I'm not sure if I'm really up to it. What is that technology? I wonder what the multiplier on that is. Whether it's a little bit like Sentinels that have a higher core tech. More experiments needed. I think Hello Games, though, are starting to learn what players respond to. They like, well, we like, or at least I like, experimenting with new things. It gives us quite a lot of playtime just working out how new stuff works and finding new stuff and combinations and colours. Yeah, I think it's probably wise to find a new hidden camp. There are problems with the what are they called, harmonic camps, which has been fixed on experimental as far as I'm aware. I haven't tried it yet, although I am on experimental. But I think the trick for staffs is to have a good collection of heads and go to as many hidden camps as you can find and try each of the heads in each terminal. Did I already search or not? No. Somebody was saying, hi Greynaut, somebody was saying that the multi-tools may be the same across an entire region. But I think that might be the model, and I really don't know, because I haven't experimented yet. This is literally the first and only multi-tool I've looked at. I'm pretty sure it'll be the same in the region. I might go to another planet in a bit, because this planet is really wearing me down with the Sentinels. But I believe everywhere within a system should have the same multi-tool, and each monolith will have a different chance of an S-class, which is what I'm obviously looking for. And possibly the region means that it's going to be the same model or type, or possibly even the same rune. I'm not even sure. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a search if I can find this S-Class soon. Or if I need a break from these Sentinels, I'll just go to another system in the region and see what kind of multi-tool they have. But this one's just too lovely to ignore, so I'm going to come back here regardless. And with the I haven't been to enough. This is literally the only planet I have ever looked for a Atlas multi-tool. I thought I'll look at one quickly before I go back to Euclid, because I'm in Calypso now, and it's horrible weather everywhere. I thought I would have a quick look at one before I leave, just to see how the system works. And I found this, so I'm staying here now because this is just too nice to ignore. So I'm not the expert in what variations or how to get ones. All I know is that you can't reload to get a different one here. It will always be the same. So you have to keep going to different monoliths to get a different class. And the rest is just what I've heard other people say. It's a lovely gun. It's really lovely. And pure black. And I'm hoping it will be pure black when we wield it, and won't have some strange purple or green like every other black thing we ever buy. And when I've located it, I'll leave the glyphs at the end of the video with the location. But as I say, I am in Calypso, so it means you'd need to save. You'd need a save in Calypso to get here. I've lost it. Where did it go? Oh, there. I'm also assuming that high tier economies are the best place to look. Oh, I don't need to go here, do I? Can't back out either. Back to on target. It certainly seemed that the getting the terms wrong now, Sentinel interceptors were based on economy. I sometimes think they won't do that, because like it doesn't make a lot of sense that a crashed interceptor would be based on economy, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense that something hidden in an ancient monolith would be based on economy. But we're just so used to that, it's best to stick to our patterns until, as you say, proved otherwise. Who wants to be the person that thoroughly searches in a tier 1 economy or 1-star economy and just find C's and B's and A's for a few hours in a row. Welcome to the fog channel, where we just look at different shades of fog for over an hour.
Warning. Sentinel combat unit deployed.
All because we want to have something that looks pretty.
Weather update. Storm clearing.
Oh, I've had S classes in the space station. The real problem one is outlaw stations, where everybody says, oh, you have 5% chance for each of the different classes, but I don't think that's true. I think what's actually happening is that you have a 5% chance of something being swapped to S, and you get some things being swapped the other way. When reloaded on space station, when coming back to the autophase console, you can see the icons, but the console disappeared. If the console disappeared, try walking around and rescanning. I mean, what I find is if I'm on the peripheral of the camp and I scan, it will just pick up some of the Atlantids. And if I move into the middle, wherever the point of interest is, like the broken technology or whatever it is, if you stand right in the middle and scan again, it will pick up more of the camp. Then you might see the console. Oh, I'll keep jumping out, in and out. Cool. Glad it worked. Right, I'm on 3, so let's get rid of these Sentinels. I like that we can divert power to engines now. That definitely helps with my normal method of getting rid of them. Come on, get closer. That's it. You can see them drifting further and further away as I move into faster air and they get stuck in slower air. See, I've actually completely lost them that time without even having to warp. Not warp, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm wondering if the particular staff head maybe the S-Class designated staff head. Again, these are things that we're going to have to experiment with over a longer period. because that one I was experimenting with, was it yesterday or the day before? Can't remember now. The one I was experimenting with, I only ever saw it S-class with the runic head, which would make it really complicated if you wanted a very specific staff with your favourite head, and you have to not only find the right spot, but you also have to find the right planet. But I like that kind of thing. I like the way that they're complicating things a bit. It's a bit like this. You have to find a tier 3 Korvax system without at least with at least one planet that isn't dissonant in order to do this hunting. Wouldn't let me jump out there for some reason. That's why I moved. So what I think is the best way to do it is get all of the heads, and wherever you go, try every head in every console. I don't know how many heads there are. Need to look through Assistant for No Man's Sky and see what the what it shows us. Did I pick up the same one? Is that the only one I've got? Oh, there's one in the distance, perhaps. No, there isn't. I just coincidentally fly above one. Try that again. Okay, maybe it didn't scan. User error. Even the weather's wearing me down now. I might try a different planet. Change is as good as a rest. kind of will it to be S, and it rarely is.
Warning. Sentinel drones activated. Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Right, let's go to a different planet in the system. If only to test
Scan detected.
that it is the same multi-tool, or confirm that it is. It's got activated emerald, but it hasn't got aggressive sentinels. Keep hitting my microphone. I've got to get a shock mic holder.
Warning. Threat detected.
Well, it's a change of scenery at least. Interesting scale trees. Slightly more rugged scenery here. Find out if it's the same. Yep. I like the fact that it's got the first glyph as well. They might have changed things a little bit for the rates for freighters, because I have a feeling they've changed. Because, for instance, in the experimental patch, I think they have changed the rewards you get to always S class if you manage to defend a freighter. I just think that maybe they're realizing that if you can't upgrade your freighter, and I'd like to think maybe they're realizing if you can't upgrade your freighter, then it's a bit mean to not be able to get S-Class easily. Saying that, I've always been really lucky. I've never had to search for very long. But if you're having to use the new system, it could take forever. So I hope they've changed it. I haven't looked in the game files for that. So I didn't look in that then. I don't like looking through the game files because it's just so baffling. Did I get all three? Yes, I think so. Well, certainly haven't had the Sentinel problem here, so we'll stick here for a bit. Good point. There might be a planet scum pool. Let's try that. This is the one, isn't it? Yeah. I'm told it's the same in every system, so I didn't even think to do a reload. Oh, it is different. Still black, but not quite as nice. Well, not quite as nice to my eyes. But it does mean that you can continue to search on this planet and then switch, just like we do with normal multi-tools. Good spot. Did I already scan here? I presume I did. Yep, this is a good reason why you shouldn't just listen to people on the internet tell you how things work. Because they rarely have done the full experiments. For instance, it's still up for grabs exactly what these particular multi-tools are good for, because certainly the wiki earlier today was saying that they're the same as the interceptors, but in the game files they're not. So whether that means that the game files aren't using those particular entries, which seems unlikely, or whether that means the wiki is wrong and other people that are saying that are wrong, I don't know, because I have never owned one yet and I haven't been able to look it up in the save file, and until I've done that I never know what to trust. But I have looked it up in the game files, and there are 3 different colours listed, so theoretically they could have had 3 different types of Atlas tool with 3 different profiles of bonuses. But they all seem to have the same bonuses, so I don't know if it's something to do with the technology bonus inside, or whether there's just no difference. Because this thing, they all seem the same, but I don't know, I haven't seen enough yet. The runic lens. So if anybody out there has seen a different technology in an Atlas multi-tool, let me know. This is only the second one I've seen. Yeah, well, it's me. I have to science it. I don't think everybody has to science it, but I definitely agree. I am technically a scientist, although my well, I guess it is an irrelevant science in that I'm a computer scientist.
Storm clearing.
Did I scan here or not? Where's... yeah, there it is. I'm not a big fan of these Sentinel multi-tools, so I was really pleased when the staff came along and they appear to have the same profile. But again, I haven't put different things into them to compare them directly yet. But if they are exactly the same under the hood, then I will just get rid of my Sentinel multi-tool, because I just don't like the look of them. They just had really, really good bonuses, so I stuck with it. And then found myself hardly ever using it anyway, because does it really matter in this game? Unless they give us something really hard to beat, it's not going to make a lot of difference. We search for these things because we want the cool things, not necessarily because we need them in the game. I don't know either. I don't know if anybody has... What is going on? Sometimes I just can't jump out. I don't know if anybody has got better than C-Class for the first one. I mean, it would make sense that they just... I mean, the parts are all the same. Perhaps those parts are always C-Class. It might be worth investigating how good that particular upgrade path is for that particular staff. And whether the upgrade path is set for the head as well, or whether that's part of the seed. I haven't even looked at the seed structure. If there were two different things, like a colour and also a bonus profile, are there two seeds being saved in the save file, a bit like animals? All of these things are unknown at the moment to me. I was having a bit of an argument on Reddit the other day, which obviously that's the place to have arguments. Someone was saying, well, they're just multi-tools. And I was like, well, they're not just multi-tools, and there are so many things we don't know about them. They could be radically different. They seem to be multi-tools. That's all we can say at the moment. That's the one I've been to. Did I not scan again? And if different systems in the same region don't work, then maybe try different regions. It would be really interesting if they did it by region. What is by region? Derelict freighters are by region. Not the layout, but the name. Or is it not even the name, but the type, the type of critters or non-critters or just robots or mixtures you get is based on the region. Now I'm losing track of whether I've just scanned. That's infused. Over there. Can't remember if I'm still in the same region as the staff head here. I would need to look at the runes.
Weather warning. Incoming storm.
Come on, BNS. C. Well, I don't think they've changed how often you need to search for this particular technology. Wouldn't it be really nice to do this on a nice sunny planet? So the other question for this particular type of multi-tool is again downloading at the space station. Will it have a different pool there, like a normal one? I presume it will. Maybe we'll try that now. My bet is it will. Oh, I just realised we can continue to make those parts. Of course we can, they're blueprints. I'm pretty sure I reloaded on that planet a couple of times. I'll find out now. And then we'll just reload again when we get to that planet. Because I was reloading to find out if the options at the beginning, the free options when you first ever have to do it, you have to do the monolith thing, and you can ignore it after that. I was trying to find out if the three options made a difference to the multi-tool, so I was reloading. That was before the stream. Oh, it's that one. What I did discover the other day, let's see if it's still doing it. Yes. That is not... Sorry, wrong menu. That is not the colour of that multi-tool. And it just seems to drift to this colour. And when I reload completely, get out of the game and come back in, it reverts to the correct colour. So there's clearly a bug going on with colouring. And I don't know if that's something to do with searching for these different tools. So that's different. But it is another black and gold. Equally as nice, actually. And now I look at it, I think it is familiar, so I must have looked at it at least once before I started doing the reloads. So yes, there are pools per planet, including the space station. So maybe while we're here, we'll continue the search on the planet I was just on, but after reloading on the other moon. I think there are 2 moons? No, maybe there aren't. What is this? Oh, it's dissonance. So I couldn't search on this one anyway. So I tried 3 different systems, and in the 3 systems I get a first staff of a different colour. Then in the last system I looked on a different planet and found B class, same look, same colour than the first C class I saw. What are we doing? Reloading. So with the same head, you got different colours on the 3 systems, but then I guess that would be normal. It seems we can find natural S-class type by searching in different regions of a same system. That's the way I think of it. You're just staying in the same system, but just look everywhere. But I don't know if it's the same for every head. That's the problem. Because I wonder if the heads are like pools. And so there's kind of a lower class pool, a medium, and a high pool. And that could also explain why you get a different one when you, or potentially get a different one when you reload. Not when you reload, when you build 2 in a row, it might be grabbing from the other pools. But again, I've got no idea because I haven't tested it. It's always frustrating when you land near the water and you can't see land. Come on, any land will do. That's an island, is it? Yes. The way some people look at it, they say oh, so you're talking about the basic stuff you get at the beginning, the one that you can just craft the parts. Let's just reevaluate what you were saying based on that. So you did find something that wasn't a C class with the basic, is that what you're saying, Wolfheart? the basic staff S-class, but not due to the other question. They go down class is modified after. I doubt it would go down. I think the seed and class system, the way that they'd be saved in the system would be the same. I don't think you can modify it either. You can't change the parts you have already built at all of, I don't think. Unless I've completely misunderstood how it works. I've only built the one staff as well. I built two staffs. I built the basic staff and then I did a long search for an S-class because I was so frustrated with the quest. I just needed to get rid of the basic staff because I felt like it was cursed. Because I just hit so many bugs with the quest. It was more of a frustration thing. I don't really believe in curses, but... So I think the difference with this particular multi-tool is it seems to have a more light blue or teal inner circle. Still has black and gold, so that's 3 of them have black and gold. And it has a different rune and a different magazine thing, whatever they are. I think I prefer the first one best, the one that I have on the image of the thumbnail image. Where do I put it? I only noticed that it was S-class because you said woo. I was looking at the colour. Okay, so we have found the S-class, and if you hadn't have done that, I would have completely missed it. Because I was too interested in what the model was. So that's definitely not the one I want. But let's go to the glyphs. So the glyphs are, well, for a start, we are in Calypso. So going to Calypso is a consideration. Hit me up if you can't get a lift there. I can probably get you a lift there. Then we have Hawk. What do we call that? Gone completely blank. The insect, but not the slag beetle. The flying insect, that'll do. Rocket, Triforce, Tree, Galaxy, Tree, Hawk, Diplo, Ship, Galaxy. And the location, minus 32.76 and minus 41.32. And we are, let's get the name of the planet as well. We are on Kuwain VI, or 6. So now, I mean, it should keep it, but I'm going to mark it anyway for now. If I'm on the right menu. Because I'm going to come back here and get... Actually, I haven't checked... I think I've got one planet I haven't checked the pool of yet. I was beginning to wonder if this would be far too long a stream and I'd end up having to have a break. So I'm quite pleased we found the S-Class before I got completely annoyed with it. What I didn't do is count. I'm so used to doing the normal system of just counting the number of things you've been to, the points of interest thing after the fact, that I forgot to count. I don't think I'd have been able to remember to count because I wasn't even remembering to scan half the time. So I've done the space station. I've done this planet. Let's have a look what we have. So we only have 4. So I've done this planet. There are 2 moons. I did the dissonance detected. I did the murky. I haven't been to the frostbound planet. Where is it? So it looks like it's on the other side of this planet. Just double check we haven't. Well, that's clearly not a frostbound planet, even though I can't get the name. So it's over there somewhere. See, I'm not a day one player. I was a day one follower of the game. What are we doing? I was a day one follower of the game and I followed the progress all along because I was fascinated by it. But my PC was never up to it, so I had to wait a long while before I even made the purchase. So I don't have that experience. I don't know if I would have loved or hated the game when it first came out. I can't tell. But I think I would have loved it because there were just so many things about it that I was always fascinated by, right from when they first announced it. And the thing that fascinated me was never the E3 planets or the other early demos. It was always just this idea of endless variation wherever you went, never seeing exactly the same thing. So I assume I wouldn't have been the type of person that would have been asking for a refund. And probably would have been defending the game everywhere and getting into arguments. That sounds like me. Yeah, I can understand why after 70, which let's face it, 70 hours is a lot of gameplay for any game. I can understand why after 70 hours you'd think, oh, there's not enough in this to keep going. But then I've spent 70 hours just looking through the Mandelbrot set, so I might have stayed around longer. I've spent hundreds of hours playing with Conway's life, which is not endlessly fascinating, well, not to everybody, but it's something that I just love. Oh, that's got a red tinge. I bet a lot of people love that, but that's not for me. But it does have a Diplo on it, and I do have a thing for Diplos. I just don't like the tool as much, and it's not got the gold on it. Thanks, Wolfheart. So, I'm not going to get this one, but it is lovely. Look at that. That's a nice arrangement. I wonder how effective that is. From my basic experiments, putting 4 of these in a row on a multi-tool is not the best arrangement if you're trying to maximize the bolt caster. And I love the bolt caster. So for me, this could be a better arrangement than 4 in a row. Right. So it's this planet. Which planet am I on now? I'm getting losing track of which planet I'm on. This is the one I was on originally, wasn't it? Yeah, because I've got the filter. So if I reload here. I don't even know what I'm doing now. I'm getting tired. So reload here. Which specific tutorials have you found most useful, Wolfheart? Because I always wonder what people actually make use of. Because a lot of the things I cover are obviously things I'm fascinated by. It's just so much nicer. So the slot combination is the same as you'd probably expect. So there we have it. That's the multi-tool I've been searching for. I guess I'll round up here because you don't really need to see me messing around with multi-tools in order to get it to work. I'll probably make a very short video version of this just to show where it is, so people can come and find it without watching the stream. And in that, I'll actually take the time to install it and play with it on a different save and see what it can do, see what the stats are, for instance. And apart from that, that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you later. And I know I've just asked you a question, Wolfheart. If you're in the middle of typing, I'll wait. But other than that, actually, let's just finish off in the space station so that I'm not starting this save when I come back to claim it, being attacked by Sentinels in the first 5 seconds. Thanks, Greynaut. Thanks for watching as well and keeping me company. too high. I'm not gonna get away from the ship. Right, space station. I was there. I was there. It just occurs to me that when I get to the space station, I'll just have a quick check in the cabinet, because it would be funny if there was an S-Class there all along. Not the same one, of course, but it would have a certain irony to it. It's a rifle. I don't really like rifles. It's an A, so that particular model and some of the other models are also available on that planet. So I might do a chase for that later on sometime. See what there is. See if there's anything nice before I go running around. So where am I? Nope, that's not the one. That's the one. So, thanks for watching. And I'll catch you all soon. And travel well. Not slick enough to just have an off button. So I'll have to find that first. There we are.